Hello, this is Kathy Bradley. I have been a teacher in SFUSD since 2002, and I am excited to talk to you about Unit 1.9, Numbers Greater Than 20. This is a 20-day unit which you and your students will likely start toward the middle of March and continue working in through April. The big idea of this unit is how the base 10 numeration system is a scheme for recording numbers using the digits 0 through 9, groups of 10, and place value. Underlying the idea of place value is the concept of unitizing, that a quantity of one thing can be renamed as one unit of another thing, 10 ones as 110, for example. It is important that students make connections between math they have already learned and math they are going to learn. In kindergarten, students learned that 10 is a special number, and they have made bundles of 10 ones and used a 10 frame to reinforce that. In this unit, students formally make the leap from seeing 10 as 10 individual units to 10 as a single unit made up of 10 ones. In second grade, this idea of reunitizing is applied to exchanges up to 1,000. And in fourth grade, the idea becomes systematic, including all whole numbers and decimals. Students start this unit by examining the underlying structure of a base system, by counting in different bases, and determining when a group of ones becomes a new unit. By now, students have become so familiar with the numbers 1 through 20 that they will have trouble separating the structure of the system from the numbers in it. Making exchanges in other bases enables the students to separate the act of making an exchange from any particular number. They will also make exchanges more frequently, which will better help them to see the recurring patterns. They learn to compose a unit when the quantity of ones is great enough, and to decompose a unit when the quantity of ones is insufficient. They then transfer this understanding to the base 10 system with units of tens and ones and use it to compare double-digit numbers. One example of how core math is developed in this unit is the use of a 99 chart rather than the traditional 100 chart. This highlights the composition and decomposition of tens because the action of moving up or down a row happens on the exchange. The 99 chart has the added advantage of showing all the numbers of one decade on the same line, for example, 30 to 39, rather than the 100 chart, which crosses the decade to show 31 to 40. Expanded form is used so that students see each decade number as groups of 10 with some more ones, just as they saw the teen numbers. This helps students to see that invisible 20 in 25. Number reversals in particular are examined for this purpose. When you sit down with your colleagues to preview this unit, I recommend you do the expert task together because it highlights the many representations that double-digit numbers can be seen in. Lesson Series 3 and the milestone task are all about addition and subtraction set in the context of a school fair. This is a good chance to have students practice their 3-read strategy. Reading once to understand the context, a second time to make sense of the quantities in units, and a third time to think about what question they could ask. The lesson series is carefully constructed to build from adding and subtracting ones without regrouping, through adding ones with regrouping, to addition and subtraction of tens only. Note that the first grade standards do not include subtraction with regrouping of numbers beyond 20. By the end of this unit, students will be on the road to an understanding of place value as a system for writing units called tens and ones, and as a way of grouping a specific number of one kind into one of a different kind of unit. As always, if you have feedback, please go to sfusdmath.org and click on the Curriculum Feedback button. Have fun with this unit, and thank you for all that you do. We will see you again at the end of April for Unit 1.10, Organizing Data.